we're coming out with fairly soon. We're making available to everybody a lot of the testing information that we've performed using our software here, indicating which are the best cycles to trade in which instruments and all that kind of thing. We've been doing really extensive research, and we've got some really useful information for everybody that we will be making available, and we'll be showing things like the profitability of a 40-day cycle on the S&P 500 as opposed to the 80-day cycle, the 20-week cycle, and so on, and which the best cycles are to trade, and also possibly recommend matrices. All right, so at the bottom left of the chart, you can see the software is telling us what it's busy doing. It's on cycle number 7 now, 8, getting all models in the most recent extension part of the analysis, which means it's approaching the end of the analysis. There we go, it's building its VTLs, FLDs, and it wants me to save it because I've got autosave switched on. So let me just call this demo matrix. There we go, and we'll save it. Of course, you would now look at the analysis and you would say, is this a good analysis? Is it what I really believe is happening in the markets, and so on and so forth? I'm not going to spend too much time talking about that now because it's stuff we spoke about last week. Just something interesting to point out. The software has found a 4.5-year cycle trough in October of 2002. Many people believe, in fact, the trough happened in March of 2003. If you want the software to do that, you could build a very simple and quick expert model, and you can change the analysis. Interestingly, it has found the straddled trough in August of 2007, which is widely considered to be a straddle trough of the 4.5-year cycle. Right, but now, how do I go about building a sentient trading matrix? The first thing you need to do is make sure that sentient trading is turned on your chart. If sentient trading isn't turned on, then it will be using Hurst's default trading methodology, which does not use sentient trading matrices, of course. There we go, I've turned it on. If you want the sentient trading method to be your default method, then you go to Tools, Options, and Trading Defaults, and you say use sentient trading. That means it won't change your current charts, because you might have current charts that are purposefully testing Hurst's trading methodology. It won't change your current charts. I've had people email us saying, I turned sentient trading on, my chart still didn't use sentient trading. But all new charts, it changed the default, so all new charts will then use sentient trading. Okay. You can see that Sentient Trader has plotted at the foot of the chart the patterns that it has found. So it's saying this is a bull D, that's a bull A, that's a bear E, a bull A, bull D, and so on and so forth. Okay. Then what should you do? Well, you're about to trade this market, so what you need to do is you need to do some research into the market. You need to say, what shapes are prevalent in this market, and how long does a wave one last? Luckily, you can do that really quickly, simply by clicking on View, Sentient Wave Shape Statistics. And very quickly, Sentient Trader produces all the statistics for you. Okay, it tells you there are 102 bull A patterns, 159 bull B patterns, and so on. It tells you there are 5 inverted bull A patterns. A large number of inverted patterns is an indication of a poor or irresolvable analysis. If you have very few inverted patterns, it's an indication that you have a very good analysis. You'll see if we add all these up, there are very few inverted patterns and a very large number of clear bull and bear patterns. Then it gives you lots of information in terms of the short underlying trend occurrences, with a short underlying trend of -2, how many patterns there were, and all that kind of stuff. There is a tremendous amount of information that you can read here. Here it gives you percentage price move per leg. So we're trading the 40-day cycle. Here we go. Wave 1 on average gives you 6.1% price move. Okay. Wave 2 gives you on average a -4.2% price move, and so on. Okay, so if that's a good enough move for you to take a profit out of the market, then the 40-day cycle is probably good for you. All right, so you can look at this and you can read it, and it's interesting, and you can entertain your friends over dinner parties by telling them how much percentage profit you can make out of a 40-day wave one. But it's still not really very helpful, because what you want to do is you want to trade it. You want to trade the market. So how do you really use that information? You really use the information by building a trading history. Okay, and there's something I should say right at the outset. Building a trading history is a very important part of understanding the market that you're about to trade. It is not a perfectly exact and accurate trade by trade representation of exactly what you would have done when you traded that market. But it is a way of revealing the nature and the character of the market, and indicating how you would have traded it, but not an absolutely exact trade by trade representation, because it does it very quickly, and it skims some of the more detailed processes, and it's used for revealing the character. That's a really important point. I'm sure people have questions about that, so I think perhaps we'll come back to that after I finish my explanation of it, and answer any questions that you have about that. But how do you build a trading history? That is really easy. You go to Trading, and you click on Build Trade History. Okay, Sentient Trader asks you if you'd like to clear the trading journal. The reason for that is because the trading journal takes up a lot of space, a lot of memory, and after you've built a trading history, you'll have a trading journal that could span many years, and you'll notice the size of your workspace files could get really big. Your workspace files are getting 10, 20 megabytes in size. That is almost entirely as a result of the trading journal. So as a general good practice, I always clear the trading journal, so I say yes. Sentient Trader works out the point from which it could start building a trading history on this particular chart. Okay, I can come back to this and explain in detail how it works that out, but for now you should know that the best thing to do is simply to accept that and say okay. Or you could move it later. You could say, I only want to build a trading history from March of 2009, perhaps, and then you could enter March of 2009 in there. Okay, but for now, the best thing is just to go with the settings as they are. All right, and it will step forward one bar at a time. It will automatically loop. It'll run the automatic build up to the 23rd of August, which is the last bar of data that it has. We click on OK, and the software starts building the trading history. Now, the first thing you should always do when it's building the trading history is turn off as many things as you can on the chart. The reason is that drawing the chart takes quite a lot of time. And if the software is drawing every single chart on every single bar, and it's drawing FLD patterns for you, and it's drawing the phasing for you, and it's drawing FLDs and VTLs and channels, it will really slow it down. So by turning those things off, you'll notice that it really speeds up. Okay, you'll see it provides you with some feedback. It tells you in a little window here. This is presently bar number 95 of 4,667 bars. Time it has taken is 43 seconds, and it's going to take a total of 31 minutes. Okay, obviously we don't have 31 minutes, so I am going to stop this. And the way that you stop the building of a trading history is you click on this button over here, Stop Trade Building Loop after this bar. Okay, there we go, and it stopped. And you can resume it and so on. Now, I'm going to do the cooking show trick, and I'm going to show you the same chart that I built a trading history on earlier today. And I missed out something that was fairly important. So I'm sorry, I need to backtrack a few minutes. Before you run this first trading matrix, what you should do is you want to trade all of the waves. You want to trade all 4 waves. You want to trade every possible opportunity. So you would go to Tools, Sentient Trade Matrix, and you'll notice that what the matrix that is selected by default is called the default full trading matrix. Okay? and you'll see which waves have been selected to trade. Now, what you should do for your first run is select every single one of these boxes. Select every single one of them. Okay? That means I'm going to trade all 4 waves under all possible circumstances. You should also tick that box there, ignore profit targets, which means it will force every single one of those 4 waves, whether it thinks there is an adequate profit target or not. Okay, so before you run your first trading build of trading history, you should do this. You should select all of those, okay? Which means it's going to trade all of those. The trading matrix has been changed. I see there's a question in the chat. Last time I ran a trade history, there weren't any trades done. This is due to trade settings. Yes, absolutely. If you run a build a trade history and no trades are taken, then it means there's something wrong with your trading settings. Okay, there is in fact a knowledge base article that explains in some detail how to resolve that. It's something, again, if we have time, I'll come back to today. Otherwise, perhaps it's something we can talk about next week. It's something many people need to have help with, we found, is sorting out your trading settings. But if the best way of tracking that problem, by the way, is you go to Tools, Options, you go to General, and you see this Store Full Commentary to Trade Journal. Make sure that is ticked, okay? Make sure that is ticked. Then start building your trading history. Then you go Tools, Trade Journal, View Trade Journal. And you can view the detailed journal for every single bar. Okay, that 45 seconds of building the trading history built this huge, long trading journal. Okay, there's a lot of fantastic reading in here. And if your trading settings are wrong, it will tell you that it isn't taking the trade because there is not sufficient equity. If it says not sufficient equity somewhere, then you know that that's your problem. Okay, you can save the trading journal, you can print it, you can do all kinds of things. It provides lots of really good bedtime reading. All right, so you create a full trading matrix where you are trading all 4 of the waves. Why do you do that? Because you want to reveal the nature of this market. So let's now skip to the workspace where that trading history has been built. Okay, here is exactly the same chart. Here are all the trades on it. Okay, lots and lots of trades, and you can see there they all are. The software is taking every one of the 4 possible trading opportunities in every one of these 40-day cycles. So it's taking a lot of trades. Now, you would never want to do this. Why? Because you don't want to blindly trade every single one of the 4 trading opportunities. You can apply filters, the trading matrix, to decide exactly which ones you want to do. But we do this to reveal the character of the market. How is it revealed? Let's have a look at our trade reports. So I build the trade reports for this trading history. And the easiest way of looking at a trading report is we go to the equity graph. And isn't that a simply abysmal equity graph? Okay, it had a really good run of about 3 months where it did really well, made lots of money, and otherwise it's been pretty much going sideways and going down. If you're surprised that I'm showing this to you, you shouldn't. This is what trading every single one of the 4 cycles, 4 waves in a trade will always result in. Okay. Trading every single one of those 4 waves will result in generally losing trades, a generally losing situation. But why did we do it? We did it because we want to reveal the character of this market. And where is the character of this market presented? It is presented in very easy to understand terms here. Sentient wave trades. Let's have a look at this part of the report. It's presented in great detail. For now, I'm just going to talk about the very basics. Okay. Trades that were taken that were wave 1 trades, you can see wave 1 there, that had a negative short underlying trends. Okay, there were 30 of them. There were 30 of those trades. 33% of them were profitable. The profit factor for those trades was 1.08. And in total, those trades lost $14,496. Which means that we basically would never want to take a wave 1 trade when there is a negative underlying trend. All right, let's have a look at the next one. Wave 1 trades that were taken under a zero underlying trend condition. There were 73 of them. 67% of them were profitable.